Hey guys, so I got some technical issue. Hopefully sorted now. Can you hear me? Uh, I don't see anything. Some feedback. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, let me see. Third. Okay, so hmm. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hi Avelina. Can you hear me? Hi, hello. Oh, that's good. Thanks. Oh, this is crazy because I installed the app that they advised me. It's called OBS, so it's allow you to stream. But for some reason, when I install it, my camera is not detected. The camera of the laptop, it wasn't detected. So I had to just uninstall it. Oh, that's good. Thanks. Anyway, nice to see you. So how you been? I hope to catch up with everyone today because it's been quite the last 2 weeks of May were quite a roller coaster. Yeah, it's not only you; this is for the everyone. The last 2 weeks of May because the Mercury was retrograding. Wow, yes, yesterday because my conjunct with Jupiter. If you remember my readings, so you got that boost of energy, but also it makes you feel tired. But the energy is gonna come back to that healing source, so you start to feeling more in balance of yourself when it comes to around the 2nd of June. Yeah, I went out yesterday. I went to the lock, sitting in the sun, and I have a few beers, and then I went home, and then I had a few beers, and I was so tired because I couldn't sleep last night. So this morning I felt so tired. So I tried to go back to balance. So I went to the gym, and then I went to the sun again, and I felt tired again. It's crazy. Well, yeah, normally I have a lot of energy because I'm trying to, like being reasonable to myself. So if I use my energy, then I will find a way to build it up to keep things in balance. So you don't abuse your body. Oh, I love snails. It if you make snail noodles, it's tasty. But here in Scotland or UK, we don't have the freshwater snails, only the sea snails. The fresh. Um. Well, you just need to start to draw a map of how you want to be happy and stick to it. and then you will start to things moving. I think the problem with your situations is because you couldn't draw the map for you only, because you're trying to kind of like being reasonable or generous to other people. So that's why you still are struggling a little bit, Avelina. Hi, Rita. Oh, yeah. Rita, I was installing that software that I advised to use for YouTube, and it slowed down everything. I couldn't even move. So I hope to catch up with everyone today, so to see how people are doing, and if there's still anything that as a blockage. If I can see the answer, I can tell you straight away. To be honest, I keep telling people tarot is not about predictions, or there's no such magic in this world about foresee the future. It's just if you can channel to see the visions of how things possible. So it's like between guessings and intuitions, rather than you can see the actual things. But if you really, how I say, isolate, detach yourself from other energies of people. So in a way that you keep yourself pure and detached from life. That's why all the top, spiritualists like the monk and the top of the world, the Tibet monks. I forgot his name. The one that reincarnated 14 times. They all went somewhere like high up, close to the coast. That's why they go high up and by themselves. So they're not being influenced by the energies of other people. Now that's when they can keep themselves pure. So when they can keep themselves pure, obviously that they can tune in with the universe easier. Meanwhile, most of us, we have family or all these connections. So when it comes to interacting with other energies, obviously that you cannot be 100% yourself. That's why most of the time people keep saying that I prefer night. Do you know why? Because when at night no one bothers you, so you can find yourself for the moment. Especially when it's quiet, when it's cold, when it's raining. That is when you start to feel yourself the most. So the main point is we always want to feel ourselves every day, every minute. The problem is we have to work, we have to do things, we have to interact with people. So we don't always have that chances to talk or to feel aligned to ourselves. Now that's why I find tarot is a very useful tool. Yes, exactly. Yes. I've been by myself like 40 years. So I actually realized from my lessons, from my journey is because I was on my own. That's why I tend to see things faster and clearer than other people. But but that is true because see if you like let's say that if you have a wife or children or kids, of course you don't have time. You will have to do this, you have to do that. You have to do, cooking, laundries, taking them to school, taking them back. And when they grow up, then they never stay still. They're yelling, they're running, they're shouting. How can you focus on, thinking or it's like not thinking. It's like um comprehending things. Everything has its own advantage and disadvantage. So sometimes we have to sacrifice things for other things. It's just the point is if we really make sure that it's fair, because most of the time we sacrifice things, but it's not fair. Now, when things not fair, when you don't put yourself first, that is when you make an unfair decision. Doesn't matter what excuses you have. Yeah, I've got a very close friend, and this friend of mine, he's also kind of like quite intuitive, and he's kind of practicing kind of like very weird things, but it's not quite a dark magic, right? Um, and he told me, I like talking to you, but I don't really like to hear about Sagittarius and these kind of like astrology things. I and I say, well, you know what? I also enjoy talking to you or your company, but I don't really care if you like me or not, or if you like my opinion, what I'm into, because the thing is, I accepted you just the way you are. So I'm asking you that you have to be fair back to me if you want to be my friend, or else no friends. Now that's the attitude that I treat people nowadays, and it works. Actually, they actually respect me more. So when you apply that, if the friendship is it's just about the connection, interaction with other people, energy, right? So relationship the same. Now, if I do that for you, I don't need you to do more, but at least you have to do the same. I don't accept you to do less, but I don't need you to do more. But if you want to do more, that's your choice. Now, if anyone can do that, I think they will start to realize a lot of things and start to get a lot of better. Yes, I know. That's why when the conflicts build up, coming to the peak of something, then there's no way out. It has to break, and that's why we have the breakup and the divorce and things like that. But once people can kind of be flexible to find a way to compromise, then yes, I actually figure out your situations. So you kind of like giving in the situations, and then you realize that you're not happy, and then because you're not happy, so you don't have choice, you have to leave. And now because you're thinking about a bigger picture, and you're trying to see if you can reason with the person. So that is a process that you're going through at the moment, Avelina. And Rita asks, I have a story to share with you. Since finding you, each video of yours has spoken directly to me. You have spoken to each thought of moment in my real life in real time. I received downloads yesterday in the form of algebraic equation. Well, I, I was thinking last night about teaching numerology, and it's actually exactly what you're talking about. It's all about formulas like science from Pythagoras, because when we know all these knowledges, it just gives you a full picture, like piece by piece. Do you know, Rita? The thing is, for me, it's all about reality, right? I don't really care about what the future holds, but when I look at the map of the sky, I kind of like had the visions of what is going on and how they interact with each other, because that is the guideline. For example, if it's a time for you to have to slow down and revise about things, then there's no other ways for the new people to come into your life. That's the logic. Hi, Doriana. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. So Rita, it's all about logics, wisdom, and obviously there's some sort of it's like an insight that you can get. So when the boost of the like sentimental, there's the boost like right now Venus is in Taurus, so it's a boost. it will start to give you the chances. Maybe you can will meet someone new, or maybe you have a chances to sort out with someone in the past. So that makes sense to me. But if any readers say things like they don't really care about what's going on in the universe, and they just kind of like, oh, that's a two of cups, you meet your soulmate. Oh, thank Doriana, thanks. Oh, you know what, Doriana, you are the first one who opened my super chat function, because YouTube only opened that for me. I think on Friday, so I never use it. This is my first time ever. Okay, Avelina, have a good evening and hope you're doing well. Don't try to compromise or suffering if you don't feel your being your true self. If as long as you're feeling your true self, then that's fine. You will find a way. You will kind of manifest a way for things to work for you. Remember, put yourself at the center. Don't let anyone to be the center. So to be honest, talking about Doriana's super sticker. So it's 7.99, but I don't know how YouTube gonna pay me, because they don't even ask me to declare the form tax and the payment method. Hopefully they link into my PayPal account. I have no ideas, but I'm sure the money will be there. So don't worry, Doriana. Thank you very much, and really welcome to the channel. So Rita, did you enjoy the weekend and sort out that connections? I'm waiting to see Or- Rita. Okay, you know what? I'm thrilled because I actually realized with the number of followers right now. I look at YouTube's statistics. A video is like $3. I was thinking, are you serious? $3. And so I went on YouTube to watch the tutors and other YouTubers, and they recommend that I should do live stream more, because that is the chances that I can make more money until I get enough followers to live on it, or else I have to go back to my old work and do it. So I'm kind of like playing by ears for now to see if I really need to go back to work. But did you? Oh, okay. So maybe I should do that the next time, because most of well, logically, I was thinking the location doesn't matter because the audiences is around the world. Okay, Rita, so I will do that. I will remember. Write it down. So locations. That's a good point. To be honest, I'm brand new to the technology world. I know how to press the button to watch YouTube, but when it comes to the details, it's like a maze. So YouTube is really kind of mysterious. They don't tell you exactly what's going on. Even now, I'm still not sure what how it works, because they don't even I look at the monetizations section, and they say you don't have to take any action for now. We will send you instruction. Then I was thinking, when and why? Why you say that I allowed to make money now? So why you don't ask me, for the payment method? It doesn't make sense, isn't it? So there is something not right about the mechanism, but they are the monopoly, so we just have to play their rule. We cannot do anything. This is create a poll. I still don't know all the function here. I'm so thrilled because I got $10 and and 7.99. Oh, SRA, is that which country is that? Doriana, what is the money? SRA, sorry, SAR. Is that Ghana? Oh, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so hello from Scotland. I, I I never been to Saudi Arabia. I only transited in Dubai when I flew home in the past. But I don't really know anything. So, but everyone knows Dubai's airport anyway. So, hi, Victoria. Hi. Oh yes. Please go ahead. This because I'm in the north, so it's nearly nine. It's 9 o'clock, and the sun is still not even sunset yet. Sunset around maybe half 10. So Saudi Arabia, SAR. I try to remember that because it's world knowledge about currency. So I learned something today. Thank you very much. Uh, there is a Pisces at work who is hot and cold. How would I know whether he attracted? Um, Hello, Vicky. Oh, sorry. I know you're not Vicky, right? But I know you're from Glasgow. Hi, Victor. I thought Victoria. Well, I don't know your real name, so if you don't mind, tell me your name. Receive downloads from the form of it. Um, Rita, the Pisces, the way they attract people is because they very mysterious side, because they intuitive, they spiritual, and they are actually the like the coin, the two side of the coins with Sagittarius, and you attracted to them because they quirkiness, and they got that kind of like even with or without the look, but they always got some sort of sense of their feature that different from people because other people they find them quite common features. So are you attracted to that Pisces for that reason? And also because they are Jupiter rule with Neptune and we are Jupiter too. So you got that kind of like common vibe. Now the way it works for Pisces is the Pisces is really sex driven. So they can appear like a player, but they not quite that type of players because they are water signs, and water signs tend to be emotional, sentimental. Now Pisces is very deep emotion. It's deeper. It's the deepest water emotional sign compared to Cancerians and Scorpion. Scorpion is totally rubbish. Cancerians emotional, but it's kind of like very bookish. Now Pisces has a depth. That's what Sagittarius like about a human being, not just a sign. Someone with a depth. Now, if you want to know if they attracted to you or not, you will have to play the game of material security. The only ways to know the Pisces is they always want material security because they insecure financially. Doesn't matter if they rich or poor. So if you play that game well, you will get the insight of that person, if they really into you or they really into some sort of something else. But of course, they're not a gold digger, right? But because of the nature of the sign, they financially insecure. They cannot help themselves. So you will have to use your wisdom and your own flexibility to find out. But if you have the chance to have sex, I guarantee you that it will be very kind of like spiritually connected straight away. Why Scorpion is rubbish? Um, it's not because Scorpion is vindictive, because I don't mind people vindictive because I respect everyone's differences. But Scorpion is the worst water side of, because water is all about kind of like the flow of emotion. But Scorpion is kind of like dry emotion. Maybe because they live in the desert. And also I just don't comprehend why they have to be so kind of like, we famous for being rude, right? But we blunt. We telling the truth. But they kind of like spiky. They're not quite rude, but they're very spiky. I don't get the point. You either telling the truth or you being diplomatic. But you kind of in the middle of that. So I don't like things in the middle. So that's why I think Scorpion is rubbish. Well, my best mate is actually Scorpio. Hello, Daily. Um, so I think there is a big spiritual reason behind why I got this channel in my recommended video. Well, you're quite right. But the thing is, Doriana, you actually in the top of the world about wisdom and kind of like the skills of how you managing life. And I don't see any. I went to the channel of this guy yesterday, not to watch him. I just want to find out how he sell that membership to people. But it turns out that YouTube asked that a channel needs to be 30,000 members. So it's gonna be like a dream in the future, right? So I say, right, okay, so cut it off. So because I went in the channel, so I see what he's talking, but I saw on the banner he say it's for entertainment purpose, and he got 600,000 members, 12 sign. So these people they actually live stream and selling things. Basically, they are Gemini, so they talk to make money, but they don't really serve the purpose of what we're doing here. Of course, I'm talking to make money too, but my purpose is different. You make money, but the money has to be with the right purpose. That is when you know is something true or not. Well, no, the thing is, Rita, it's not about they don't know. They do know. That's why they will find a way to bring you down. Especially if you're dealing with Pisces. Pisces is really, really good to bring you down because Pisces is really clever to know their strength. Because they do that to cover their fears. They don't know what people to know that they're vulnerable, but they actually very vulnerable. But Sagittarius tend to see through things. That's why you're attracted to the Pisces. But remember, Pisces is not weak at all. Everyone thought they are weak, they're vulnerable. They're not. Um, we are the wisest sign, but the problem for Sagittarius is the Sagittarius have to learn. It's like you have to be mature, like a real horse, the real centaur. If you are a young kid, you do silly things. If you look back now when you're young, you tend to be, like the most doing the funny things or playing all these stupid games, silly games. And so you always leader all these silly things. So it takes a lot of time for a Sagittarius to grow. So it's like they are slow grower because they in too much fun and they get distracted easily. But once you master yourself, you become the master of all the sign. So miss. Yes, it is real. Um, but the thing is, there will be different type of soulmates. Now, I think you're asking about the destiny one. It's like the romantic one. Um, the friends one is actually all over the place. Whenever you in need of help, they will be designed and located right where you need them. And the destiny one, it is real, but most of the time, I think it's about there's an age gap. You are really lucky because my sister's Sagittarius and she met her soulmate, which is a Gemini, and they only like 4 years different, right? So they are really lucky and they're super happy. But most of the time, you will have to go and find your soulmate, and your soulmate is learning the same process with you. So when you know the two stories and you can reflect that story with each other and you feel that bond, that is a big chance that you meet your soulmate. They have to go through very similar with what you go through, but from the different ends. So it's like you meet in the middle. That's why you have to go through all the lessons to know how you can appreciate someone if they also go through the same thing as you. Hi, Kit. Hi, Kit Liu. Um, you know, Sagittarius by nature they are divided into it's either an explorer or a philosopher, which is the teacher. There are two types of such in general, and then there's some kind of like the group of the 13th side, the Ophiuchus. They tend to do the healing. So these people they are light workers. So they kind of like a different type of such. Um, but in general, yeah, such is all about exploring the world, gaining the knowledge, and then pass it on to people on their journeys. Yeah, I don't like Gemini either. To be honest, I find them really dumb. But they tend to be very good at making speech. That's why they are kind of like if in real life they are good at teaching, like being a lecturer. But I just find the Gemini. This is the difference between Gemini and Pisces and Libra. Now, Gemini is two facts. Pisces is two poles, two fish. Libra is like two how would you say it? Two scales. Now, the Gemini is very kind of like dark planning things. It's like plotting things. So they not really show their true nature. Like, they need someone to sort out. And Gemini is space. Sagittarius is also space. Space is all about larger than life. So when you meet people like also generous, can live. That's why they tend to get attracted to each other. They both time and now the Pisces, the two poles. So they also swing, but they swing because they just one pole is the confident, the strength, and one pole is the weak one, the insecure financially. So they trying to keep balance all the time. So they struggling themselves. That's why you find Pisces so confusing. One day they will like something, and the next day they might say, "No, I don't want it anymore." Libra, also the same idea of the scale. So, do you think Libra represent justice, right? Well, yes and no, to be honest. That's what people think. They tend to use that leverage to get what they want. So they kind of like quite a, an investor, like a businessman, rather than carrying out a justice. So a lot of people kind of like misjudge these things. Oh, so Doriana is a doctor, family physicians can heal people. Well, and if you are the doctor and you in that field, you exactly very lucky. You in that right path. You don't. That's why you don't need to change. You don't need to kind of like going through the transformation like what we're doing at the moment, because you are in the right path. But not many such can be that lucky. If you in law, if you in healthcare, if you in beauty, if you in teaching, all these things are healers. Now if you're doing that, then there's a good chance that you don't have to change much. But the only thing is, if you have that foundation, you have to figure out what that foundation meant for. It's not meant for you to kind of like corrupt and like think that you're living on the top of the world, because when you're doing that, um, there's a big chance that it's either they will take the universe will take the money away, or they will make you living lonely life. Well, welcome to my world, because I decided to stay single too. um, I trust the process, and I do trust someday I will meet that soulmate, but I'm not in that hurry, because my idea of how to get the happiness is, you enjoy your journey and enjoy what you're doing, spreading the love, spreading the help or the knowledge, and then you will meet someone. And when you meet that someone because of what you're doing, they immediately recognize you if they are the real soulmate. Yes, the Pisces is upstream and downstream. Um, it's hard to say, Victoria, because a lot of Sagittarius choose to compromise. So when they compromise, then there will price for it. For example, there's a lot of Sagittarius compromise with Virgo, because Virgo is using the money, the foundations, the accommodations to keep them happy. So it's really hard to say. It depends on your background and how far you learn in your life, how far you can push your limit, how far you dare to conquest for the final reward. So it is really difficult. But spiritually speaking, I prefer Pisces, in my opinion, because Earth side I would say no, because Earth side it actually hold back the fire side. You cannot develop with Earth side. You feel the conflict because they are so slow. They just want everything under calculations, and you are not the type of people who calculate things. Then that's a conflict. Hi Himanshi. Hi Himanshi. I'm very thrilled today, because this is the best um, live stream ever, because a couple of times I was just testing and with few people, and now I can catch up with all of you and a lot of new people here. Hi Manshi, Angela. Hi Angela. Hi RC. Hi Guatemala. This is hello from Glasgow. How you want to protect yourself from indecision? Um, it's really easy, to be honest. Just don't make any decision. Give it extra time. For example, you want to make decision in the next 2 days, but you feel like you're indecisive. Give it another extra 2 days. That kind of trick. It's so simple, but a lot of people don't think about it. And I tend to, like to go for the practical way, something that you actually can apply and it works. Hey guys, I've got the new functions of the dollars here. It called super chat, super stickers. Do you want to try and donate to the channel? I've got Dorian to give me the first one and Rita the second one. So thank you very much because you opened my business. So I trust you that you bring my luck. Um, Thanks to what I did the research, a Sag with a Sag is the white card. Now the good thing about the two Sagittarius is they dare not to lie to each other because they know that they will know the other one lie or cheat. So that's a good thing. Now, but here is a bad thing with the two Sag. When they both up, they both up. When they both down, they both down. Because if you think about the universe energy, it affects to all of you. I can even predict. So, but the good thing about two Sag is once they decided to be together, they quite respect each other. Right? They don't do things like how I say stealing things from each other. At least they know how to respect their own kind. Um, it also depends. It needs to calculate the birth year in the Chinese zodiac because the year I find out if you combine the Western zodiac and the Chinese year, the birth. If you find out the element of the birth year in the Chinese to see if the 2 years compatible, like support each other, and then you apply to the Western zodiac, then it works better. For example, two Sag, but if they born the year in Chinese that support each other, there's a good chance that they will make a perfect couple. But the year is like fire and earth, mm, then it will cause the conflict. So so it's difficult. But I find it's about 80% that the case. The reason why you never met a Sagittarius because you are in the generation with those that still busy with exploring things, learning things, distracted. You only meet each other when you got some achievement, and then it's like like you want to show off with each other. Hey, look what I learned, something like that. But but when you kind of like getting mature of your knowledge, I'm not talking about age, because if you don't learn, then doesn't matter how old you are, you will be the the immature one forever. And so when you kind of getting mature, like like what roughly the idea of how the world works, you will start to see each other clearer. You will say, "Oh, I think that person." For example, I was watching football and I saw Terry long ago. The guy playing for Chelsea, Terry. I can't remember his name. Right. I was thinking that guy is Sagittarius. So I went on Google, I searched, and he was a Sagittarius. So he's a captain of Chelsea. Angela, it's not about the horse or not. It's about the element of that year, of the year you born, or and the year of the other person born. For example, in Chinese horoscope, if one born in the year of water and one born in the year of iron, now iron gives birth to water, so it goes very well, and then water gives birth to wood. That kind of idea, and then you will think into Western to see if we are fire, Sagittarius. But if that a Virgo is the Earth sign, then it doesn't work. Now, but if the two Chinese year work, but you are Sagittarius. The other one is, let's say, Aquarius. Then it works because fire go with air. Fire go with air. Fire can go with fire. But the special about Sagittarius is if you're born before the 14th of December, you can go with water. Because before the 14th of December, it's called the group Ophiuchus, which is the healer, the snake bearer. Now, that sign, the element is actually ethereal. Ethereal. Ethereal is made of fire and water. So that's why you can go with water too. Yeah, yeah, I think that's John Terry. It's been long ago, but I remember because I've been studying these things for quite a number of years now, and I tend to observe people to see if I'm right. And Rita, I give you a very interesting thing fact, right? This is a kind of like my own knowledge. If you look at the Pisces, think about the way they walk. They walk very clumsy. They tend to kind of like funny walk, and now that is how they attract people with the walk, like a clumsy walking. Yeah, just Google it. Hang on, guys. Let me put on some light. I think the sun starts to set now. It's not 10 o'clock. Oh, I thought it's half 10, but it's only half 9. Where is the light? Here you go. We got the light. Yes, Rita. Fire, water, equal to ethereal. Well, I know a lot of things. See, I told you. See, once you master your wisdom, now you will become the invincible that all other zodiacs have to look up you. Because I can prove that because see, as long as I go out there, people look at me totally different, even they don't know me. That kind of wisdom allow you to shine that aura, and people didn't understand why they look at me. Crazy Ed. Hi, crazy. I, it's been a while. Nice to see. Nice to see to catch up with everyone because in a short time, actually, the channel is not even 2 months. It's stepping into the third month soon. But I'm feeling like I kind of get connected to everyone. I understand where they from and what they're struggling with. Since 2009, how I get into this? Well, thanks to Scotland. Well, I remember when I came here, I was kind of shocked. I was thinking, why I'm here? What I'm doing here? And suddenly, like all my comfort zone gone. I didn't realize why I put myself in because I was just so adventurous. I was in the army, right? But I got this job, the post. But I was with the British Defense Ministry before I came here. So I got the post from the Home Office, and it's only the temporary contract for less than 3 years. And I told myself, I said, you know what? Let's just consider it as a war tour. So I decided to quit everything and I went here. And everything was fine until the contract finished. And then I started with stumbling down. I was thinking, wow, I didn't realize that I left everything behind. Now there's no way to return. So the only way is to head forward. And then I decided to understand myself before I know what I want to do. And because I want to understand myself, then I start to read about Sagittarius, and it saved my life. So I say the mind power is really important. When you got the right mindset, you will know exactly what to do to be successful. No, I can't. Actually, I think I can, to be honest, but I rather not to because I like things to be unfolded naturally. I don't see the I don't see the reason why we should kind of like trying to skip any step because everything's meant to happen for a reason. Now, the our job is to spot out what is it that we need to do because it and to know to understand that we need to figure out what it's meant to learn or to gain from that because that's how we enjoy the journey and then things will happen. To be honest, see, this is another story, Victoria. So when I moved here, I didn't know where to go, like where to stay between Glasgow and Edinburgh. Now, because I never had a chance to see UK, so I decided not to take a train from Heathrow to Glasgow. So I actually took the bus, and I was so mesmerized with the scenario and the beauty, the nature, and things like that. See, the next morning about 5 a.m. or half five, I remember it's half five. That's when I first arrived in Glasgow. So I went out of the bus stop with all the luggage and things like that. So I'm not sure where I want to go. So I was thinking, just get a hotel somewhere and then I decide. Have a look around the city to see where I want to stay. Because I wasn't sure what is Glasgow is about. I used to think that there's no one here. Now, the second I stepped out of the Buchanan bus station, I was thinking, hang on, I felt something. I just felt that vibe from the air. All these cold. It's so clear and still that morning. I just feeling like something like I would think this is it. I don't have to make a decision. So I decided to stay since. Oh, thanks, Doriana. I so love you. You not just open my business, you also, support my business. Now I better, send email to YouTube to ask where's my money because they don't even give me the form of payment. What they doing? It's crazy. So if anyone to start a channel, oh, believe me, it's gonna be a lot of kind of like experience you don't want to even know. It feels like you being tricked onto something. Of course, there's a potential, but at the beginning, if especially if you're not good at doing things, you're gonna feel like it's forever. You will never see your goal. It's okay, Daily. Don't worry about that. To be honest, if you want to donate me, go straight to my channel because at least if you donate to the channel with the donate button, I can get the money out. The money here, I think they will pay back eventually, but maybe next month because they opened the functions for monetization, but they didn't send me the form of declaring tax and how to receive the payment yet. Now, I suppose they will use PayPal account because when I register the membership, it was linked to my PayPal account, but I don't know because this is brand new to me. Thank you, Vic. Yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing, especially now. I'm feeling like I'm kind of like graduated of what I've been learning. That's why I'm ready to share. So that's I do that generally that I'm sharing what I know. I, I don't hide anything at all. I don't advise people think that I know that I shouldn't say. Um, Rita asked Andy, as we said earlier, it's hard to meet as such. How do we refrain from clinging to those we finally meet who are just as deep? Um, to be honest, when you when you feel that feeling, because that feeling is uniquely designed for you, and everyone has that uniquely designed for them. So none of these feelings gonna be the same, because you have to remember, love is the energy. Love is not some sort of like feeling like this like that. It's the energy designed uniquely for two people, because the energy of that two soulmates, they share with each other, they kind of like intertwined with each other, and they created that love. Now when that love is strong and pure, it will last through lives. So the love is always there, it never gone. When you in the right moment or the right time, especially when you finish all your karmic payment and your lessons, then you will meet that person. Or if you already met them, but because you're not quite finished your job, your task, then you unable to free them. It's just like the reading I say this morning. It's so simple, but people kind of like trying to shortcut the process, if you understand what I mean. So it's kind of like you impatience to meet that person right away. Now there's no other way but you just to follow the process and trust, and enjoy what you're doing, because as I say, the important is how about you enjoy the now and living the moment now. The future is actually not important, because if you're happy now, guarantee you will be happy in the future. Now if you're not happy now and you kind of like put yourself in the jeopardize of, how I say, you have to find things to make yourself not happy. It's like you self-destructive or suspicious about your success, then that energy will lead you to that kind of things. When that the negative energy lead you to the wrong way, the big chance that you will have to learn more lessons until you cut it. So that's why, for me, what I'm doing is, for me it's actually important, because when it comes to people happiness, it's important. Now how to figure out how to guide them the right way and they understand it, because obviously that knowledge, like Rome is not built in one day, right? So knowledge the same, and it's kind of takes time for people to comprehend. But if there's someone already experienced it and tested it, and like has that right approach to share, there will be more chances that people will understand and accept it, especially Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a really, really, how I say, stubborn. They love to challenge people, especially when they young and inexperienced. They're very arrogant, and those young Sagittarius, that's really annoying. I wasn't arrogant in the past, but I was always confident. Sometimes people think that I'm not arrogant, but they thought that I was cocky, because I was too confident, and you know what I mean. So when you learn more and you will calm down and you become mature, and then you become a sage. That's a sage in the legend. Yeah, Dorian, I find 30 is about, for most sides, 30 is about a right time to be getting mature. But for such, they a little bit. They're not. It's not because they're not intelligent, because they are one of them. We are most intelligent, right? Um, but they tend to be naive. Um, the Saturn, no, the Saturn is not returning. Saturn is station retrograde at the moment. Station retrograde means it's waiting to retrograde. So it's gonna retrograde in Aquarius. So it's like the time that you have to make decisions, because you have to kind of like make adjustment to your plan, like the big decision. It's like any big decision, changing job, divorce, getting married, something like that. And it's retrograde in Aquarius. It's like Aquarius is about evolution, rebellious. So when you in the situations you have to rebel against something, it means that you have to break something. Now, if you want if you in the a situation that you about to revolve something, sorry, evolve something, then you will upgrade that. So like commitment, getting married, getting new job. Exactly, but the thing is, um, the funny things about us is, right, sometimes we play dumb, because we kind of like we find a lot of things it's not quite relevant. Why people have to be serious and want to be intelligent about that? We want something a little bit more complicated, so that's why you feel it that way. But naive is 100%. Sagittarius is very naive. A too trust too trusting on people. So do I. I got all the traits. Can you imagine that? A lot of people, like called me and cheated me and all sorts of things. No, I believe it's naive, not fake. You only, see, when you can fake it, it means that you actually understand yourself very well already. It means like you up your level, you up your game. That's when you can. But most of the time, I don't think people will choose to fake naivety. They actually choose to tell the truth, or something more upfront or straightforward about something, so they don't have to fake, even when they already knew. So we can test the world without any prejudgments. Yeah. Ah, yeah. The thing is, I actually learned myself too. I would never prejudge anything, or I wouldn't fear anything either. As long as I make sure that I honest to myself, as long as I make sure that I don't lie, I don't cheat, I I just treat people exactly the way that I want them to treat me. That's is the easiest way. And the rest of it, I don't really care. Yes, Dorian, actually, you got a good point. And if people start to kind of like understand and feel it, then I'm sure that you will feel that doesn't matter what a critical situation that you are in, but you wouldn't feel that as heavy as you supposed to feel. You would be surprised, and then the attractions about money and things, your luck will be increased too. Actually, like I experienced it since I started to do this full time. So I kind of quit my old job. Um, Obviously, there's no security at all, no guarantee about making money, whatever. Don't trust YouTube for now. But the thing is, I kind of understand how life goes and how the process goes now, and I trust it. So I just follow my heart. That's why I was talking with a crazy earlier. So I replied to her. I say, the thing is, I will follow my heart, and when I do something I feel I'm happy with, I know that I'm doing the right thing. So doing the right things make me happy, and being happy make me do the right things. It is, Rita. That's I just explained to you, and then you see there will when there is a will, there will be a way. However, that will needs to be based on a foundation. So I don't gamble my life into the payment from YouTube, right? But because I believe in the people that I'm connected, like all of you here, I believe in what I've learned and gained, and I believe in my purpose. That's just simple as that. So in the past, probably I would panic about, okay, so what about tomorrow? Nowadays, I will listen to what my feeling inside. It's like my higher self. I will listen to my higher self to see if I'm happy or not. If I don't have to feel like that two of pentacles, like should I stop or should then it's fine. Then just go and do it. I no, Victor, I don't like TikTok because TikTok is like for short video, which is my, if you notice my reading, right? I even try to make it shorter, but it's impossible because when it comes to messages, if I receive the messages, I have to say it, right? I cannot just cut it off. It doesn't work like that. Yes, Doriana, exactly. So the main point is here. You need to find out what is your purpose. It's like your higher self purpose. Now, to know about your higher self purpose, you need to find out what is your skill. Because when you think about the skill, then you know what that skill for. And now, when you know what something for, and you know the reason why, and that's it, the purpose. Um, I'm not typically into technology, to be honest. Even with YouTube, this is my third time that I try, and I still got a technical issue that I actually had to uninstall one of the app. It's just crazy. It just fucked up all my my camera and my connection. I couldn't even move. Yes, the purpose. When you find that purpose, you feel like you are free. You are free to do whatever you want. It's amazing feeling, and that purpose is not necessarily just forever. If you understand what I mean, it will be meant for. It's either that cycle. Normally, it's for one cycle. Each cycle you have different purpose. Or if that's the last cycle, then that is the last goal that you want to head to. So when you find, it's like the jigsaw things. So if you find the first puzzle, and then you can find the next puzzle. Now, but if you don't find the first puzzle, then you cannot find the second puzzle. Then you will miss the last one. I know, Rita. I've been thinking about that, but I cannot help myself. To be honest, see, with people good at making speech and kind of like entertainment purpose, I wouldn't want to compare with them either because you know how we feel. Um, I don't do things at low level. That is too boring. Plus, the purpose we're doing is totally different. What their purpose? They're doing that to make money. They're doing that to, it's like, entertainer, but they call themselves an entertainer, but actually in reality, if you think about the real world, in the ancient world, they are a joker, they are clowns. Question is, do we want to be a clown? Who wants to be a clown? A clown with money? A clown with money is still a clown, right? It doesn't matter because we don't say, oh, that's a rich clown, not a poor clown. Thanks, Rick. But that is truth. So I have absolutely no desire to compete with them. Plus, they cannot compete with us anyway, as Rita pointed out, because the audiences that we have here, we kind of I'm trying to build a family. And because like when you vibe together, it's actually have you manifesting faster. Do you believe me? Yeah, but I'm actually surprised that these things go on and on, all these riddles out there for so long already, and there's none of the true riddle actually do something about it, because I'm sure there will be a light worker like us here, like the people from the light side. um Asa, I don't know if Asa online. So Asa will commented the other day, and she said that she was following a reader, and this reader cast the dark magic on her and all the girls by polishing himself as a single man, and everyone went crazy for her. And then suddenly she got all the girls like attacking her online because of jealousies or whatever. Now I'm confused because the story it wasn't clear to me. But I do believe that there is a lot of people kind of like not even dark magic. That's the rule is now the people who practice dark magic has to be hiding or hidden. They cannot be in the light like like us, like or me. So these people is actually like a very low level of like like a lighting thief things. So they're stealing some sort of trick. Of course, that is it's from the dark magic, but they're not really the dark magician. The dark magician is really powerful. Believe me, it's just not as simple as that. So I was thinking, okay, that's just another kid then. Um, sorry, Rita asked, will the universe reciprocate that deceit to them? Oh yeah, everyone serve the karma. If you don't serve this life, you go back and serve next life. So it depends. No one get away with karma. If you do the good things, if you kind, if you just genuine, treat people with a heart, you will never go wrong. But you have to be loyal to that. Don't be swing from. Uh, oh yeah, obviously, 100%. I witnessed so many people like that already. Absolutely. The longer they wait, the heavier the punishment. But this is how it works, right? Normally, they will summarize things in one cycle to see which one did what. Some of them can skip one cycle, so they can live until 60, for example. But they cannot skip away with anything. Now, if they skip anyway with anything, it's just because they meant to go back and serve something else. in the next life. That's why they will be allowed to kind of go away, but obviously they will exchange for something before they sign the contract to get in the world. We all have the contract. The dark one has a contract too. The light one has a contract too. That's why they will say, okay, so that dark one go with that light one, but that one will meet that light one, for example. Depends on most of the time they will arrange in a way that you quite the high at the same level of soul, like the same age. They cannot just like arrange someone with too much experience and someone too inexperienced. It doesn't work like that. So the same age soul gonna teach each other easier and more kind of like naturally. So you wouldn't know. You would be confused. Um, this is a studio, isn't it? Hmm. I, th- I think I use the camera one, not the stream one. So maybe next time I will try the stream one. Create a poll. No, I don't want to create a poll. So it's 10 o'clock. Yes, that is actually, that is the right way to live life. But unfortunately, you know, people people tend to go for material and they forget about all these rules and all these principles. And that's why they ended up making mistake and then they will have to pay for their sin. The sheep ear, there's no sheep ear, Victoria. It's either a cow or a goat. Oh, maybe a goat, sheep. Okay, so that's a goat ear. Um, the goat is they will have some traits like just like Pisces, Sagittarius, but you need to check the element of the year. So if you put in number of the year, right? 19, for example, me 1982, and then Chinese horoscope, and they will tell you what is the year and what is the element of the year. Yeah, Rita, you're not the only one because I recognize, see, I realize that in our channel, most of the members doesn't matter if they're young or if they're old, including me. We all do the same things. It's just the difference is who learn faster than who, and who can sum up it to something proper as a knowledge or wisdom, and then we can share. And that's exactly the task, the mission of Sagittarius worldwide. We will that's why I don't like the way YouTube making money on people, but I do love YouTube because it's the great platform that we can be connected nowadays. Imagine it's like 13 years ago, this is impossible. But now we have this, so we find it's like we exchange now. 1991. Let me see. So 1990 is the horse. So 1991 is the goat. So you let's see. Let me check. Oh, is it okay? So you are the earth element, right? So you are earth element in Chinese. So if you know the year of the person, now earth go with fire. Uh, no, hang on. Yeah, earth go with fire, yes, and then fire, and then I have to write out. Okay, Kim- hang on, let me a minute. Kim thủy thủy thổ, mộc mộc sinh mộc sinh hỏa hỏa sinh thổ. Okay, so you are earth, so you will go with iron and fire. Iron and fire. Um, so in Western zodiac, you can go with water, you can go with fire, you can go with air. So you have quite a number of choice. Make sure the Chinese element they are earth and fire, and then you will be perfect. So you got like both culture compatible. Yeah, it's matter of it's can be metal or I call it different thing. Gold, metal, iron, it stay the same. But in Western zodiac we don't have metal. We only have fires, but we have ethereal. Um, what it is? Okay, I don't see Jolene online. I wanted to catch up with Jolene, but I think she's busy, and I don't see who else. I've got of Sec. I don't see Sec tonight, so I wonder if Sec's okay. You know the the interesting thing, and you have to trust me, right? When I know hear your story, I do care. So I really care about if that person doing all right or not. So I'm kind of like I tend to feel that energy to see, but that's why I tend to be able to attract the messages when I'm doing the reading because I know when someone in critical situation that needed to hear that advices or guidance. Because sometimes, um, Doriana, I'm trying to think about maybe two more times a week. So maybe, hi Jolene, I was talking about you. So maybe Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. The reason why I have to normally I only do live stream once a week, but again I don't want to kind of like to be on live too often. So, because I don't want people to get bored. Jolene say, "Hey, I just got back with my friends. I will look you not on interrupting. Just want to say, yeah, Jolene, don't worry. Like you know that I'm always here. But this time, I just mentioned your name, and then you popped up. How cool is that? So you can read my mind then. Yeah, that's what Rita say. Hi, Jeremy. Yeah, this morning Julian told me the same thing. We're trying to fix my camera because I want to prepare for tonight. And she saw me when I just opened the live stream, but I couldn't talk to her because I didn't pay attention to the screen. Um, but nice to catch up. Oh, I hope you sort out the trip with your friends and enjoy your time. So Jeremy say, I'm born in December 16. I'm a search. How do I find my moon, sun, Venus? Um, Jeremy, if you Google it, just put in astrology birth chart, and there will be a lot of website. But make sure you get the free one because like it's free. So put in free birth chart, and they will ask you where you're born, date and your birthday, and then the time. If you know the time, then put the time. If you don't know the time, then you don't put the time in, and then they will show you. The first three lines is your sun, moon, and rising. Sun, moon. Sorry, it's not sun, moon, Venus because the moon and Venus is one. Sun, moon, and rising. Rising is your ascendant. Now your sun is your soul, which is Sagittarius. That's you don't need to check. Your moon is your emotion, your sentimental life, how you feel things. That is your moon. And your risings is your mentality, your brain, and how you appear to people, your physical look. That is your ascendant. Ascendant is also called rising. I'm confused when people keep saying Venus. Um, Hi, Naslina, what you ask? No, it's cool, Jolene. Like actually going for a walk is very good because you are actually practicing grounding by walking, and also it's kind of like balancing you back from that boost of energy. So you're getting the balance. So that is good. So Naslina asked what he wants really from me. What you asking, Naslina? Uh, Naslina, you asked me what he really wants from me. SF. What do you really mean? I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. Who want something from you, and why? Why that person want things from you? I'm not sure because the fundamental is one is about the soul, and one is about emotion, and one is about how you appears to people, and also that is your mentality. So there are three main things. So if you say sun, moon, and Venus, Venus is about love, right? I need to look on this because I noticed that a lot of people say, yeah, yeah, a lot of people claim to like Sun, Moon, Venus, and I was a bit confused because thanks to what I know, Venus is just one of the planet. So if you're talking about your love life, it's the moon, how you love people. For example, if you Sagittarius but you are Leo, if your moon is Leo, you tend to be very passionate, flammable. Now, if you Pisces as a moon, you will be very intuitive, very spiritually, connecting to people, more spiritual compared to the normal such. But Naslina, what you asking me, I still don't understand. You asked what he want really from me, SF. I have no clues what because I'm trying to see if I miss any text here, but I don't. Yeah, that's good. Oh, see, that's the number three. Remember, you asked me. It's 328. Now number three is appear. Now where's number two and number eight? thing because I think it's there. How do I find my moon, sun, Venus sign? Jeremy, go to Google, right, and put in birth chart, free birth chart. Make sure it's free because if it's not free, then they will ask you to put email so they can email you, and you don't want all the junk things. They just want to attacking your email. So put in free birth chart, and I think it's for astrology cafe website. That's a good one, and they will tell you sun, moon, and rising. Um, Scorpio, then then you will be intuitive. You love things to be mutable, like you like things to be keep upgrading. You don't like the same thing because if things stay the same, you will get bored easily. Because Scorpio is all about um, evolution, rebirth. So they got that kind of ability to change themselves and rebirth themselves, just like what we're doing. We got that. Actually, we inherit that from Scorpio. Um, if your moon is Gemini, then you tend to be logical when it comes to emotion. You tend to, how I say, you not easily fall for kind of like silly things or like silly excuses of people. You tend to be quite how I say cold heart outside, if you understand what I mean, because you got that the inside heart of Sagittarius, but the outside people would think that you might be kind of like careless, that you like don't really care about people feeling. It's just like Gemini is some sort of sign that people will always misjudge them. They always think the contrast of what they are inside. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of them. As long as they're free, to be honest. And I only need, you only need to know your sun, moon, rising. The rest of it, rubbish. You don't really need to care about that. And this is speaking about that, right? All the readers say, "Oh, it's good for you to go cross watching," and then they keep saying, "I know a lot of people in here are cross watchers." I was thinking, "Excuse me, how you know?" Now, if anyone cross watching, then they will think, "Oh, damn, why that healer know or why that reader knows?" It just it's just a lie. It's so false, so fake. Now they want you to go cross watch because they want the same amount of audience go there to make money for them. And the cross watching thing is the absolutely rubbish things that I ever heard. That people actually advise. I would never go cross watch anyone because it doesn't work like that because they talk in the way like a general talk in a way that anyone listen to it will understand and agree. That's why you can cross watch. So it's the skill of them selling their products, and people actually fall for it without knowing it. It sound like it, right? They say if your moon sign is Virgo, for example, right? Let's go watch the Virgo video because there's a message there for you. Okay, really? to be honest. Bec- because the moon is about emotion, right? So if you want to know about your emotion, you go and watch the prediction of the soul as a Virgo. Doesn't make sense. The two things are totally different. Yes, Victoria, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's totally rubbish. And I was shocked. I was thinking, are you kidding me? I never heard anyone to encourage people to go and crosswise, but they all do that because do you know why? Because they do 12 sign. And if they do 12 sign, obviously that if today is Virgo, maximum how many signs they can do a day. If they spend the whole day and to make 15 minutes the whole day, I can't do that because it's not the life I want. I don't want just to kind of like obsessive make clips like every day like that. But if you don't make clips every day like that, then there will be chances that they miss the audiences of that day because that side is not on. You see what I mean? I don't know how they manage this, but I just find it's funny. The Google Maps. But it's true, right? Because it works. If you think about that, if you don't think you are center of something, things around you will never comes to you. Because when you think it that way, you actually create that attraction from your energy. Oh, I'm very glad. And do you know how the people in Glasgow, right? They recenter themselves every day when they left the pub and drunk. That is how they recenter themselves. I'm thrilled. Actually, I this is my purpose. So when I heard people say that it changed their life and improved, I just know that I was believing in something that at the beginning I was thinking, will I make it? But I was thinking because no one ever did it, so if I don't try it, how can I know if it works? So I just kind of like follow my feeling, my intuition. And when people say that, I'm feeling like I'm being repaid already. It's kind of like really nice feeling. It gives you that kind of strength to carry on and kind of like making it better. Um, I don't. Oh well, I watched some YouTubers last night because I couldn't sleep last night, and they say that the best way is to keep doing the live stream more for now because the live stream will spread the reputations and the audiences. People will know about us more, and also it kind of like make make more money from the adverts and things like that. I'm not sure how it works yet, right? Because this is the officially the first time that I try this, and this is the first time that we got so many people. Even we have only 9 people at the moment. Yes, Victoria, if you can do that, yes, I'm very thrilled. But the problem is sometimes people, especially Sagittarius, they've been distracted with things. So it's kind of a difficult. And also, sometimes because our audience is quite selective, if you notice, most the majority of our audience is kind of like between 35 and 75. So they kind of like very well knowledge already. So our intellectual is very high up, to be honest. I'm so proud of this channel. Cash App, let me see. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I only have that PayPal donate at the moment. And this super sticker things now that YouTube gave me on Friday, and this is the first time I try it, but obviously they didn't ask me for the payment details, so I was thinking, how can I get the money? But I don't think they dare to kind of like steal. They will pay, but sooner or later. So okay, guys. So what else that you want to ask me? Because if there's no more questions, then I will go off because it's kind of like late now. Okay, hi Jolene. Uh, let me see what is it. What is it? I don't know. I'm trying to check here to see. So where the money's from the super when this super sticker and super chat where it went? This is I would need to contact YouTube and ask them about our chat today because the people donated here. So where's the money went? Now I have the feeling that hi Julian, I have the feeling that they playing. They skip that 1,000 follower at the beginning and all the videos. They didn't pay anything. They make money on these old adverts and torture people to watch it. And now they're doing this. So Julian say, I'm back. I got kicked off. Actually, it was two friends. I guess I was included myself as a third friend. Okay. No, that's the third. Yes, that's the third. Yes, Rita. They say that the super chat they will take 30%. I get 70%, right? But my question is, where I see the money today, even if they don't pay me yet, because I couldn't find anywhere in the YouTube studio showing that. So it's so annoying to work with these people because they're supposed to be generous and supportive, but if it turns out that they like the merchandise, just like low level player. What? No. 5,000 subscribers. I will be stuffed by then, Vic. I will have to go back to my work. Well, thanks, Doriana. I hope to see you soon, and thanks for opening the business. Even the business is a bit still mysterious at the moment, but I will contact YouTube to ask. No, with 1,000 followers, then they will give you that monetization function, which is like me now, right? But s- even I've got the monetization now, but they don't ask me for the payment details and the tax form to declare earning. That means that I don't know when they're gonna do it, and when they do it, then it's where the money is now gone. The money today. Hi, Maudi. Hello. Hi. This is this is kind of like the men like like minefield things when you're playing with these people because they actually monopoly. So there's not much we can do. Now, the playback base CPM, what does it mean? Do anyone know that? Let me type it. Playback based CPM. Is anyone know what does it mean? Playback by CPM? Uh, o- okay, so can anyone tell me since you watching the stream until now, how many adverts you got, or how many adverts that you can count so far, so I can figure out what they're doing, what they're up to, because obviously the stream is mainly from the donations and the adverts. I'm not really sure what is going on, to be honest. Thank Jeremy. Did you get your sun moon rising? I don't know why people say the ascendant, the rising is the way you appeal, like your physical appeal to people. But I think it can be that way. But I think it's more about your brain. It's like your intellect rather than the look, the physical appearance. So I am not sure about that because it's hard to verify. Cost per 1,000 impression. Cost per millions, maybe, Jolene? Sounds more right? Cost per millions. No, 1,000 impression. Cost per millions. Show Ah, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So it's like the cost of the advert, but it's not the payment, right? I, I really don't know, but see, obviously the people donate the money today. Now I will check with YouTube to see where the money goes because obviously it's like buying bitcoins and the owner of the wallet dies, so no one can access the money. It feels not right. It feels being conned somehow. So far, okay. So let's back to our now crazy sun, such moon, Taurus, rising Capricorn. You see, crazy is right. Sun, moon, rising. That is the right concept of the moon is Taurus. So the Taurus is actually very romantic. So you actually very romantic, but it's a bit territory. So it's difficult to be penetrated into your soul, your heart. Rising Capricorn. So you got a lot of driven from for money, materials, business. Very kind of like disciplined. That is about crazy. Julian said, I copy paste. Yes, I know you copy and paste. You, uh, you make me laugh. Jesus. To be honest, I don't think any YouTubers can live on YouTube until they get maybe at least 30,000 members. That is the minimum that you need because then you can sell the membership. So you got kind of like some sort of income enough to pay the bills. But I don't think that people gonna survive. So I'm thinking of it's either I have to do more live streams or I will have to go back to my old work and fit the passions of being a healer. My moon is actually Leo, so I'm actually quite romantic, quite passionate. Hi, Sneh. Hi, Sneh. Um, well, Victoria, the reason why I don't want to do the personal readings because, um, as I say, what you want to do, even if you know the future, because if you don't know how to settle things right now and figure out what is the best way to tap in, what you need to unlock, then there's no point to know anything because you don't know how to deal with it anyway. So it's probably disaster. So that's why I think the personal reading is not necessary. But if someone in the situation to understand why they had to go through something, that's different. Now that is when the personal reading is really helpful to help them to understand and heal. Um, what you suggest? I suggest that we just follow the energies of the universe and also the messages from spirits because I tend to be able to pull messages just for the right timing. Um, and then we'll base on that and our wisdom, and then we figure out what is the best way to deal with or to cope with the situation. That's why I always, just in the morning, I kind of like all the evening, the previous evening, I tend to spend some time to figure out what is the going on in the sky, some that sort of feeling. So there's no book or there's no criteria about that. So you have to kind of like between your knowledge and then your own insight, like you have to visualize the impact of these things onto daily life to make it real. That's why it can be applied to the majority. No, I wouldn't offer. I wouldn't prefer the personal ratings. You know why? Because I tried at beginning, but then like see the time zone different, and then the internet it's slow. All these things add up. It kind of like affect the focus on the like pulling the messages. Meanwhile, if I'm doing on my own, I actually, for example, if you ask me to do a private reading without talking to you, I can record it and I can send online or to you, it will be very accurate. So I got that kind of space to focus. But when if I read, it's if like it has to kind of like real time that kind of speed, or else it's really affect the I don't know. It's just affect the way I concentrate. So I don't really like the idea. Plus, most of the people they're gonna ask if I should I stay with that one or will I meet a new one? Now, this question I don't need the tarot to answer. I can answer you. If you should stay with that one, why you want to stay with that one? I can be a counselor. That even more than tarot. can do for you. Why you want your destiny to be decided by a bloody card? That doesn't make sense, right? There will be some sort of energy channel now and then. Yeah, Rita, I kind of like I think the channel's kind of like been slowed down recently, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because the number of people watching is still the same, but the time is actually shorter. There's some people only watch like about 9 minutes, right? But it's okay because for me, I will be kind of like loyal to the way I feel, because if I don't deliver the full messages, then it's not the meaning why I'm here, right? If I have to cut it or like make it kind of a very short version, it's not enough time to explain to people the because I'm more about healing rather than predicting things. So I'm still not sure what's going on. But the thing is, the monetization was only open on Friday, and they did not calculate anything before that. And the video I posted on Friday and Saturday, um, then I didn't realize that I have to open the buttons. I have to press the button, the monetization on. So the whole weekend, obviously, I missed it. So today I looked at it. I said like, okay, so there's something wrong. So I went online and search, and they say, oh yeah, I have to press on the buttons. I say that is cheating, because I thought they say I can activate the monetization, and I did. So I thought that it will be automatically, but it wasn't automatic. So I'm still confused about how to figure it out, but I'm sure that we'll figure it out together for some reason. Oh, that's good. Yeah, counseling. If you're really good with counseling, then you can help a lot of people. But if you not really understand people, this is nothing to do with you know certificates at all. Because I used to work with the post trauma service of Glasgow for like nearly 9 8 years, and I was so disappointed. The psychologist gonna go through a list of questions and and they mark to see if the patients answer the right one, just like benefit people. It's horrible. And what they're doing is like spiritual retreat that you're watching in movies, um, meditating, smelling oil, all this sort of thing. It's rubbish. So if you do counseling, then there's a good chance that you are aligned with your mission. This is gonna be a very good path for you to pursue. So so just keep working on your wisdom. I think Sagittarius is very good at these things, especially if you have the land to be creative in it. So you now have the land of what you're doing. So if you're being creative by picking up all the wisdom and knowledge from people and life, because that's how I learned myself too. You're gonna be very awesome in the future. You will have a lot of people. There's there's a lot of things that I actually studied psychology for a year in Strathclyde, and I dropped out because I was thinking waste of time. I couldn't believe that's how they taught. Um, it's nothing you can use at all. Why I need to know all these psychologists what they did in the past? It's like the story of this guy hypnotized people and using drugs to kind of like study people. Why should I know that? I don't want to know that. So so when it comes to kind of like the mind and the kind of like studying the mind and people, the best way is to learn from real life, reading some basic foundations for your development, and then applying to the people around you and observe them. That is the best way. Okay, guys, so it's nearly 11 here in Glasgow, and thank you very much. I think it's super, super successful. Thank you for all the donations, and thank you for all the chat, and thank you for informations, Julian. And I hope all of you have a nice evening if you still early in US. Here, good night to everyone. Yes, you're welcome, Rita, and I will see you soon. And I don't know if I want to do another live stream maybe Tuesday or Thursday, but keep as I advise you, Rita, right? When you're not sure about something, give it extra 2 days or 1 day. So I will do the same. I would think about that to see how I feel, because if it really that's how to make the channels to go better, then I will do it. But I will inform into the community post. But I will see all of you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do the oracle message or love message, something like that. It's gonna be a short one tomorrow. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much.